Hey everybody, this is Sam from Out of the Armchair Podcast. How you doing today? Hope everybody's having a great day. I know everybody's just getting back to work in my area after the holidays, so imagine everybody's pretty tired. Before we get started today, if you like what you see here, if you like what you've seen previously, go on and hit that subscribe button there on YouTube on our YouTube channel, so you can stay up to date with us and know when we have new content posted. Also, you can find us on Facebook at Out of the Armchair Podcast, and on Instagram, Out of the Armchair Podcast, all one word, and on Twitter at of Armchair. So now we got the formalities out of the way. Um, January 31st, we were supposed to have Brad Rogers in for an exclusive interview on his very last day from being Elkhart County Sheriff. Which Brad's a friend of mine. We've worked together quite a bit. And unfortunately, I woke up that morning with like a 24-hour flu. And all my kids had it, wife had it, and I guess it was my turn. Just so happened to be that day. So, had to cancel the interview. I didn't want to get Brad sick, and you don't want to see me on here sick. So it was the best decision. And then also, this last Saturday, we're supposed to have Sin and Crook and our good friend PJ War on. And unfortunately, I woke up that morning with a swollen jaw from a bad tooth. Being diabetic makes it harder for your body to fight off infections and to keep them off, and so you tend to get sick a little more, and it's really an autoimmune disease. Um, so we're gonna try that again though. I'm working on setting a new date with Brad. Been looking at the 12th, and I'll let you guys know for sure if that's gonna happen on that day. But as far as the Senate Crook and PJ War, we're gonna have them on Saturday the 19th. So I'm really looking forward to both of these interviews. Um, we want to make sure we get Sin and Crook on because a lot of our content has been really serious lately, and I think it's time to do another fun episode like the one we did with Jay Lunatic and Jeremy Brown. That was really fun to do. We just kind of had a good time and was bullshitting. So I think that's going to be one of these episodes. We are going to be talking about hip hop and hip hop's evolution from its history to modernity, and discussing what where we think the direction of hip hop is, maybe where it should be, and its possibilities, and also our experiences as artists and friends, and being on stage and writing songs. So it should be a really interesting episode, especially for people that live in my local area. But even if you don't, I suggest you tune into that episode because they're two really phenomenal artists. They have a great dynamic between the two of them. And PJ, we're having him on with them because, well, we all kind of know PJ together. Me and PJ went to middle school together. And so I've known him for a very long time. And he's kind of like, I don't know any other word to describe him than he's just a personality. Like the guy is funny, he can rap, he's very, opinionated, he's very inquisitive, very smart guy, intelligent. So I think he's just going to add to the atmosphere. As all of us, all four of us are friends. So it should be really fun, and I hope you guys tune in for that. So yeah, again, sorry about this last weekend, but things happen. It's a podcast show, and we literally shoot this out of my house, and it just wasn't feasible to make it happen. So I hope you understand. Bear with us in times like that. Um, so the other thing I want to talk about is I brought up the wall on my personal Facebook page yesterday, the day before, maybe both, but there's a lot of pushback. Okay, so something I want to get straight is when I post about the wall, right, and my stance on it, let me be clear, I'm anti-wall, okay? When I post about that, some of the first comments I get are people insinuating that I just think we should let anybody into this country and just do whatever the hell they want and run, rampant or whatever. And that's just not the case. I know that we have an illegal immigrant problem, okay? I know that. My problem with the wall is I feel like it's going to be ineffective. And I think that it proves to be true when you look at the parts of the border that actually have walls and fences and barriers up. And they've been ineffective there in the same way this is going to be ineffective. Because we're human beings, right? And we adapt and overcome. I mean, that's what we do. That's how we've gotten to where we're at now. Um, So I think anything that you put up like that is just going to be ineffective. I mean, there's already tunnels in place. There's ladders they climb over. If you guys remember the live news coverage when the big band of immigrants were coming from South America, right? Um, and when they got here, they specifically they were approaching a part of the wall that had already been done. And did anybody else notice how easily these people were just climbing it, sitting on top of it, and kind of, edging that border patrol to see what they were going to do? And they would jump down on our side and then climb back up on the other side. I mean, how effective is that wall? I don't see the effectiveness whatsoever. And the other thing is when I talk about the wall publicly, one of the guys, I always get asked this question. I'm sure a lot of people who oppose the wall get the same question: is, well, what's your solution? Well, look, there's a lot smarter people than me out there working on it. There's no 100% foolproof uh, um, fix to this problem that I could come up with. I think I think what people are trying to do is try to make it look like you're not as smart as maybe you are making yourself out to be, and that's just wrong. That's we call that intellectual dishonesty, right? It's bullying. You're not making a coherent argument. You're just trying to straw man another person's position so you can tear it down quicker. And that's not how we have these conversations. So when people say things like that to me, or they straw man my position, I just automatically disengage in that part of the conversation because I already know what your motivations are. You want to make people like me look stupid, and you want to make the assumption that we think we should let all immigrants in. That's just not the case, man. I know we have an illegal immigrant problem, right? Um, and an interesting point a friend of mine brought up on this post was she worked for, I think it was DCF or CAPS or something like that. And I'm sorry, I don't remember what organization it was you worked for there, but um, she had pointed out that she would stand in court multiple times with illegal immigrant families. The court knows they're undocumented. They would openly admit it in the court. The whole courtroom knows it. And what they would focus on is trying to make sure that the kids had, Medicaid, food, basically food stamps, TANF or whatever. I don't know if I'm not sure the exact programs that they allow the kids to receive, right? But if this is the case, if you have an undocumented immigrant in American courtrooms, the American courtrooms know they're undocumented. Then what can we do? For one, why isn't the courts addressing that issue? Whether it be punitive or whether it be, we find a way to try to help them get documented. People here who are here to honestly just work and make a better life, right? And that they may not be easily distinguishable a lot of times, but I think in most cases it probably is. Um, the other thing is who do you think a wall is going to stop? Do you think, you know, so the people 45 are pointing out that the wall is supposed to, we're putting up this wall to protect America against, right? It's major organized crime, major organized terrorist cells, um, major organized um, um, drug dealers. Well, here's the thing. Um, you're not going to be a major organized um, drug dealer and fly heroin halfway around the world just to be stopped by a wall. Like, that's just insane to think that that's what's going to happen. Like, this wall is not magic, you guys, right? Even if you put up some kind of blockade that they couldn't come in the southern border, okay, there's three other borders they can come in on, three whole other borders. So what I'm saying is they're gonna adapt and overcome. This is not the way to fix it's a waste of multi-billion dollars on an ineffective wall. Okay. Um, the other point 45 tries to make is we have terrorists. Terrorists are coming into our country. Okay, between 2017 and 2018, and please check the numbers. If I'm not completely accurate, I'm very, very close. Between 2017 and the year 2018, those 2 years, there's something like 165 terrorists arrested here in America. Okay? Not one of those terrorists came through the southern border. Not one. So you have to realize, and I don't care if it was Obama up there, I don't care if that it's Trump, I don't give a damn. You can't just feed into the satire and rhetoric that these people feed you to try to market their idea to you. Okay? You guys say it all the time that Trump is a businessman and that's why you like him. Okay, well realize that businessmen market their ideas. That's how they're so successful. And that's exactly what's happening here. Now, are there other solutions we should be looking at? Yeah, I think I just mentioned one about, why aren't the courts, if we have illegal immigrants coming into our American court system and nothing, like no attention is being paid to the fact that they're undocumented, then who's really at fault here? There's no accountability. And it doesn't cost as much as a multi-billion-dollar wall to make this effective. The opportunity is already there. Now, how we handle that is the question, right? Do we punish them? Probably not. I don't think everybody will agree on that. I'll give it to you right here. I know you won't agree to that. But can we put in a program that helps them become documented? I think that's probably one of the best solutions that I've heard thus far. And if it comes to the point that it can't be documented, well, then they need to be deported. Absolutely, because there's only certain reasons you can't be documented. If criminal activity, you know, if it's a crime that's harmed other people, deport them. Fine. I mean, that's not the kind of productive citizens we want here. What a wall stops when we talk about I'm kind of jumping around here, but when we talk about is the wall going to stop terrorists? Is it going to stop drug dealers? Is it going to stop rapists and MS-13 gangs? And MS-13 is already here. It's Americans are a part of this gang. Okay, so when he talks about MS-13, realize that's been live in California for 15, 20 years already, right? And it doesn't matter if it was an illegal immigrant or a legal immigrant that brought that gang here, and we don't know. It's all been made assumptions because of the negative connotations that come with gangs. But we've already got gangs here. And another point that's been brought up to me or that I've heard him speak on, 45 speak on, is, illegal immigrants raping people. Okay, so what are you saying? You want to put up a wall to keep illegal immigrants out so we can have more American rape? I think it's a fool's errand. I think if we can find some good programs that we can implement, right, that everybody can agree on, that we watch this immigration. I mean, to me, that's been kind of part of the problem is the laziness in trying to watch this immigration problem and kind of get a handle on it. I mean, just slapping a wall up, it's a waste. It's a waste of money. Mexico's not going to pay for this. You know who's going to pay for this? You and me. That's who's going to pay for it. And I don't think I'm making a speculation. I don't see how somebody said, well, they're going to pay for it through, not being able to cross the wall. So how do we get our money back from people who can't cross the wall? How do we get it back? You don't. And to shut down the government, to do a government shutdown because he's not getting his way, I mean that's what your kids do. It's frustrating because I think it takes an intellectual mind, an intellectual approach, a pragmatic approach, and an altruistic approach to try to solve this problem, this immigration problem. And who the wall is going to stop? It's going to stop people who just want to come here and make an honest living, right? They don't. I don't know if you guys know the numbers, but it costs something like $3,000 a day to come here just to go to a court date. 3,000 American dollars, right? And if you look at the rate of exchange and you look at what people are making down there, then you know how much more impossible that becomes. And I'm not too keen on asylum. I should say I'm not too informed on exactly what asylum entails, so I'm not going to get into that right now. But I am looking forward to have a conversation with a couple of friends about that. That hopefully they can inform me a little more about it. But you know, when we get on and when people get on and say that they're against the wall, don't just jump on them, okay? Supporters, don't just jump on them, and assume that they just want to let everybody in. That's not the case. And I think it's really dishonest to try to straw man somebody's argument like that. So, yeah. Um, Another announcement I want to make, and we'll revisit this wall. I don't want to do it just by myself. I'd rather have people here that we can conversate and have a discussion with to try to push back on my ideas and get some opposing views. I think that's the best type of conversation to have about anything. So I do have something, a little promotional deal for you guys. You know me in marketing, you know my promotional deals. So here's the thing. Um, I got these. Let me reach over and get these. I got these JBL Bluetooth wireless headphones. They had about a $50 value, and kids might like it. Wireless, go right to your phone. You know JBL. JBL's got a really good sound. I have the JBL soundbar surround sound in my living room. So you can win those. How? How, you ask? I'll tell you right after this word from our sponsors. No, I'm just playing. We ain't got no sponsors. No, what you got to do is you got to go to our Facebook page. If you don't already like it, of course, right? Go to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, and share our YouTube channel with a recommendation that your friends come and check us out. And maybe subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. In this game, subscribers and views mean everything in keeping something like this going and building it and funding it. It means everything to us. So we want to give you a little motivation. I know some of y'all go to work. Everybody's wearing headphones and you ain't got none. You could have some. They sound great. I got a pair on the other side of the room here that I was testing out to make sure that I was giving away something of quality. I'm not gonna be giving you guys dollar store crap on here. But yeah, we'll go through everybody that recommended us to their friends. And all you got to do is to recommend us to your friends is share our YouTube page, right? Tag Out of the Armchair Podcast. Tag our page in your post so we can see it and see who's sharing it and who's trying to get more people to our spots and come and like our stuff. So these could be yours, and we'll announce the winner at our very next episode. Okay. So again, if you don't like our page, go like it on Facebook. And then go to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, share it to your page, tag us in the post, say something like, hey, these guys are great. This Out of the Armchair Podcast show. We really like it. Think you should check it out. And you'd like for some of your friends to come check us out too. So there you go. You have it. These could be yours. That's all you got to do. A few clicks and you can have a free pair of headphones. It's $50 value. Whoever pays you $50 for clicking for what, 3-4 clicks, a little bit of typing. So they'll be yours. We'll announce them at the next episode, and that should be this Saturday, the 12th, at 9 o'clock. And I think we'll be live on Facebook. So yeah, come check us out. Again, we'll touch this wall subject a little more later on. I'm going to get some more information about asylum, different perspectives on immigration, maybe different ideas of how we can handle illegal immigration. But it's definitely an important issue, and I'm not trying to belittle it at all. I just don't think spending billions of dollars on an ineffective wall that they've already figured out how to get around, under, and over, right, is going to be worth anything. And it's nothing against 45. I just, like I said, I don't care whose idea it was. I think it's a bad idea. And I think it's a waste of American dollars when we have such a large deficit. In my town alone, we have over 40,000 unfilled positions and jobs here. And I'm sure there's many other cities like that across America that's starving for employees. So if we can figure out how to get good, hardworking, honest people over here, I don't care where you come from, come over here, make a good life for you and your family. Do it lawfully. So moving forward, I think we should look at trying to maybe help some of these people, some of these honest, good people that are trying to come here and create an honest life. We should probably help them. Try to navigate the system to become documented. So I'll leave you on that, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of feedback from that on Facebook because the argument is still going on my personal page. Um, so yeah, I'll leave you there. So hope everyone had a good day, and if you like what you've seen here today, go there on our YouTube channel, click that subscribe button, especially if you want to win them JBL Bluetooth headphones. And then you can find us on Facebook at Facebook Facebook.com/out of the armchair podcast. On Instagram, out of the armchair podcast, all one word, and on Twitter at of armchair. Okay. So thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate your time, and I will see you later. Bye.